I made a game to scare KSI.
Stop screaming! Stop!
Everything started in June when I was wondering what's the worst way to spend my entire summer, and that's when I decided to make a game for KSI. But before I started working on the game, I had to make a plan first. What's the game going to be about? I made a list of things that I can include in the game. Most of them are just things that JJ is getting bullied for. So after I planned everything, I was ready to start working on the game. The first big decision I had to make was, do I want the game to be in first person or in third person. At first I decided to make the game in third person, but I ran into one little problem. I can't make a JJ 3D model. But as we all know, AI has been really popular in the past years, so I decided to make a JJ 3D model with AI. And that's when I decided to make the game in first person. Now let's begin with the first scene where he's trapped in a house with his dad and he has to escape the house without his father catching him. So first we need to make a 3D model of his dad, and because it would take me too long to become good at 3D modeling, I just decided to download a random 3D model and put a mask on him. It looks awful, so I decided to make him speak just so JJ can actually realize that this is his dad. JJ has said some questionable things throughout the years, so I think I found exactly what I needed.
You want that pussy? You can't have it, nigga. Your penis is, well, I'm so much bigger.
I'm just going to separate the instrumental from his dad's voice and implement it into the game. Yeah, I am very proud of what I've done. Now I need to make a script that controls JJ and makes him walk around the house and chase JJ when he sees him. I also added size box that gives him strength to break down the door downstairs and escape. I made the box with my blender skills, by the way. Okay, let's move on to the second scene. Here we need to think of some weapon. I have one weapon in mind, but we'll see if it looks good. Basically, this weapon will be the sun reflecting from JJ's forehead. It kinda looks like a laser, but I think it will do the job. So let's think of a way to unlock this weapon. I was searching for free 3D models and I found this teddy bear that looks kinda like Beerus. I just needed to change the color of the scarf, and what I'm going to do is make something like a carnival game where you need to throw Beerus, hit the target, get the scissors and cut off your bandana. So we're done with the first half, now let's move on to the quiz. First you have to burn this wooden card using your new weapon, just so JJ can try it out before using it in the next scene. But before he goes to the next scene, he needs to complete a quiz. This quiz is basically just questions from JJ Dump Moments compilations. I had to go through like 5 compilations just so I can gather the best questions for this quiz. The purpose of this quiz is not to be hard, I just wanted to remind JJ of how dumb he is.
Proof that KSI is smart. Okay, now we're talking. Some shit to gas me up. Let's go.
After completing the quiz, he will move on to the third scene where he's going to be fighting an army of Logans who are throwing prime bottles at him. The bottles are spawning red circles and these circles also deal damage. I needed to spice it up a bit, so I implemented some boosts: heal, sprint, jump and damage boost. I wanted to make Logan speak too, but I didn't want to go too far as some people did. So I added this prime song made by some random kid, and I hope JJ gets annoyed honestly, because that's the whole purpose of the game and you will know why at the end of the video. When he fights off all the Logans, which will take him some time, he will finally be able to go to the fourth scene. Okay, this scene is a bit more complicated. I kinda ran out of ideas, so everything is very random. So after I faced some difficulties with the car mechanics, JJ can drive a Lambo now. And his song will be playing while he's driving, which again I hope is going to annoy him, but I don't think it will because JJ loves himself a bit too much. Then I added a cabin guarded by the Rock, who won't allow JJ to enter before JJ grows a normal beard. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything better, and he definitely sounds like the Rock too.
You must grow a beard before entering this cabin.
JJ has to fly over this lava pool and find the minoxidil. I spent like 5 days working on the car controls and physics just so it feels nice when he's driving. Honestly, I don't know why I cared about his experience. The whole point of the game is to throw JJ at the end, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I made the car really fun to drive, and when he comes back to the cabin, he's allowed to enter, but he still can't reach the button on the top shelf because he's too short. So he needs to fight Andrew Tate, and if he beats him, he wins these shoes that will increase his height and he will finally be able to reach the top shelf. I spent a lot of time on the fighting mechanics. JJ can throw jabs, hooks and of course elbows. I also wanted to make it very clear when he wins, so I added some ragdolls. And of course, I also made Andrew Tate speak, just because he's very wise.
I hate everyone. I don't care if you're black, white, straight, gay, man, and woman. I hate you anyway.
We are now at the final scene. This game has been very random so far. It's not a survival, it's not a shooter. I don't know what genre the game is actually, but we all know what's JJ's favorite genre. And yeah, it's horror games. So make him think that this is the end of the game. He will be walking around following the signs for a while, just so he can relax as much as possible before he finds this YouTube play button. And I'm sure he'll want to have a very good look at it, just because that's the only object in the whole scene. And now it's time for the jump scare. I'm not gonna show you the jump scare, but hopefully you will be able to see it in JJ's channel if he plays the game. Thank you for watching.